Hello and welcome to Belonging Songs. Wah, wah.
You tuned
It's
in for another
your
one.
weekly it's your podcast. The podcast.
It's the podcast
It's
you're listening to this week.
Right now. And we're going to bring you a brand new original song like we do each episode. Then we're going to talk about the theme of that song and the processes that went into writing and recording it. Sometimes the revisions that we make to that song along the way. I am your host, Wade Dana. And with me today in the studio, my good friends, Patrick Crane,
We are still good friends.
Brad Maurer.
Are we though?
Ooh, let's have a talk after
We're
this
to that
podcast.
point in our recording
where
That's right.
we're just doing it for the money now.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Well, this is our first day back in the studio. You will have heard us say that a couple times in previous or future episodes. We're not sure how these are all going to come together and go out, but this is the last one that we're recording today. So we're to the point in our recording today where we all hate each other.
Right. And also, I didn't want to point this out, but Brad's mom is the only one who said he couldn't sleep over tonight.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
So she's going to be here to pick him up.
And
we'll probably
and she won't
need
let him
to-
bring over his Transformers because she thinks we're going to break them.
Right.
I don't have Transformers. I told her to say that.
Brad has GoBots.
I just wanted to look cool.
Okay. Yeah. Welcome back. We're in the studio. Glad to be here.
Sounds like it, bud.
Yeah. Glad to have these guys over in my house.
Line.
Everything's fine.
Totally fine. It's fine. This podcast is fine.
You're listening to Shelter in Place.
We're at the end of it. I would like to go back to quarantine.
Yeah,
You guys wouldn't be here.
you'll be right back to quarantine tonight when we leave, bud.
This could
Just
have been a
hang in there.
squadcast.
It could have been.
Oh.
Now I don't have to use that stupid microphone anymore.
I
That
tried
was,
to set it up for you, and you said no.
And we're gonna have hot dogs.
Tell your listeners, not our listeners, your listeners what you're talking into today, because that is fancy.
Oh yeah, new microphone got for my birthday. Shure SM7B. Got it with multiple gift cards that I got for my birthday. So yeah, excited
All
to be
these
using it.
widgets and gadgets on the back.
It is the official
Lots of filters and pads. So if I
yeah.
sound different, that's why. I don't know if I will revert back to my other default studio microphone, but we're going to see how this sounds.
You look like a real podcaster now.
Yeah, so the plan is to eventually get these guys one of these.
Real.
Real. Once we
You
start-
guys are using good microphones.
Oh fuck yeah.
Whatever. Let's move on.
So you put a lot of time and effort into planning a party,
Oh,
Right.
a pivot?
right? So you got all the decorations. You clean the house.
I bought Doritos because I knew
bought
you guys were coming
Doritos.
over.
Everything's
today.
coming together.
Yeah.
I bought a bunch of hot dogs, and now Brad's got to leave.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
because his mom won't let
to-
him spend the
to
night.
tie in.
Because he has church tomorrow.
Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, I'll go.
It's Mother's Day
Yeah,
tomorrow.
if they make me,
Yeah,
I'll go.
Happy Mother's Day. It's going to be after Mother's Day, but we're recording this
Right.
before Mother's Day.
Yeah.
So happy
Consider
Mother's
this
Day.
your
to all
Happy
of us.
Mother's Day for next year.
What if
Ooh,
we just
wink.
said, we hope you had a
Yeah. Oh,
Happy Mother's Day?
That's why Brad is here.
Producer
That's why he's
Brad.
part of the team. Look at the big brain on Brad.
Yep. You're welcome.
All right.
I'll be here.
So yeah, happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there. Hope it was great and that you got flowers and
Perennials.
My mom's getting
Yeah,
cheeseburgers.
good.
I'm not joking about that. That wasn't Chucker's idea. My mom's coming over. We're making smash burgers. It's going to be
Nice.
great.
What are
Cool.
the small
sliders.
succulents? That's what you might use. I know what the small burgers are. I'm not. So either get your mom.
What's the burger where you have to eat like 4 of them?
You either
to
get
be
your
a
mom
burger?
sliders or succulents.
I got my mother's succulents.
Depending on your mom.
Yeah,
You can have a succulent burger.
that's true.
Yeah.
That's right. We'll do both.
Ooh.
All right. So today, new song by me. This song started its journey as a phone demo that we ended up listening to way back in some episode this season when we listened to phone episodes. What episode was that? Was the 1 out of 10, I believe?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, we'll go with that. And of course, I totally have that ready to listen to right now.
that was good.
Right? Okay.
Revisiting that.
Yeah.
I totally remembered to import that into this session. So we have just listened to the phone demo.
Yeah.
And that was the idea that you guys picked from all the ones we listened to that you wanted me to work on. So I did this past week or two here. Finally got around to working on that song. And that was just a little snippet, just an idea. So I expanded on that and have a demo now. Now this is drums, bass, guitar, vocals, no extra bells and whistles. Just got it to a point where it was ready. Just did this the other day in preparation for our recording today. So there'll probably need to be some more work done to it, but it is ready to listen to now and then get feedback from you guys. So you ready to do that? Are you ready to do that?
Yeah.
Are you ready?
Are you ready to do that?
Sure.
And BSers, if you would prefer us to go back to virtual recording so
regular
we're not
jobs.
in the same room together acting like idiots, so please send us a message.
There's two options, right? Yeah, back to
You looked us
virtual
both
or
in
just,
the eye at the same
or
time.
or just less podcast. We were debating on how often to do the rhythms next year. If you want one per year,
If you'd liked us to take the time to put this in the attic,
yeah.
Just store it for you. All right, here we go. Yeah, this is called I Threw a Party and No One Came. Don't bother calling, please not today. I'm far too busy. I'm stuck inside. Perhaps some other time. Don't pay a visit. Please stay away. You must forgive me. Excuse the late reply. It slipped my mind. We'll catch up the next time. I'm stuck inside, but I hope you're doing fine. I threw a party and no one came. I threw a party and no one came.
beautiful song, bud.
Thank you.
I'm just going to go ahead because I have a lot of thoughts.
Oh,
And
right.
my thoughts matter more than Brad's.
I gotta use the restroom.
What?
I need to take a break.
Oh,
I'll leave. And you guys can discuss.
No, so I really like this song, but I think it's also because I know what it's about.
Mhm.
And I think it's if it's about what I think it is, it's brutally honest and
First of all, I'm cutting in, sorry, because I appreciate that I didn't get the response that I thought I was going to get right off the bat, which was this coming off as negative fun too.
no,
And
no.
you guys laughing and
No.
because
No.
you know me. Okay.
No.
Good. Sorry to
Seeing the title, I thought that's where we were heading, but what I get out of this is somebody who
Farted.
farted and is so depressed about the farts and like pushes people away.
I'm really sorry.
It's me. I like taking turns down Fart Avenue every once in a while. Like,
Fart Boulevard.
Especially when we're in the middle of like a serious
Really,
discussion.
yeah.
Let's get a fart joke in here.
We're supposed to do what we're listening to today, but we're not. And
Nice
so
job reading the room,
I had
bud.
to like get a derailing in there. And I'm really sorry because I really want to hear what you're going to say.
This podcast starts now. Butt pat.
We've talked about our feelings on this show before, so we're going to get into perspectives a little bit. But I think this is about depression and pushing people away, not necessarily intentionally when you're depressed and like locking them out. I really connected with this song just on a personal level, but also through our friendship and stuff like that. It just, I got a little teary because I knew right away, I think, where this was coming from you. And the very last line in the song was like a brick to the chest. It just hit. In fact, and Chill's kind of talking about it, but I think this song is so beautifully composed and so open. It's very different from what we're used to from you at
Mhm.
times. And I don't know if it's because we haven't been in the same room recording together that it particularly affected me, but I think it's just the song. But I love I threw a party and no one came. Yeah, I think it's the first time. I love how you sing that and the vocals change. And then literally the only comment I have for this song is I want the song to end right after you scream no. Like when that ends, I think that's it. That's the song. It doesn't need the outro. That's the outro. That's the point of reconciliation. And I think it's done. That's all I got.
Well, you're right on the theme. So we should throw a party
Okay. With hot dogs.
with hot dogs.
Yeah, that never happens.
This song is, for me, I think this is like, a really sad song.
Yeah.
And obviously a theme that I have personal experience and can draw from, but not necessarily to these depths where
Right.
the character in the song in the beginning has people trying to connect.
Yeah.
And he or she, whoever, keeps turning them away.
Right.
And then when it's time for them to be ready to have them involved with their life, they're gone.
Yeah.
And this song is also a lot about introversion, like just being introverted in general. Because I feel like that can kind of happen where there's people in my life that I maybe haven't talked to in many years. And from my perspective, it's like, because I'm very introverted and comfortable being by myself or not having those connections all the time necessarily, to where like
you're a very true introvert where you thrive in alone time.
yeah, to where like if after years go by, I could talk to these people and for me pick up like in my mind right where we left off, like everything's fine, but for them it might be like, well, screw that guy. Like I haven't heard from him
Hey, Brad.
10 years, you know.
How do we get on that list?
Oh, I'm on it.
I mean, you guys made it through the pandemic, so and you're here. Yeah, I'm very introverted. That's something I struggle with because I feel like people who don't necessarily understand that might not connect as much to this song. And I feel like introverted people really, I don't think the world's built for us really to make connections and get ahead in life. Like I could be at a party and there could be a group of people like that guy has the most successful podcast, you know,
He's talking to us.
yeah. And that guy owns a recording studio, and this person's a really successful musician. You should go over there and talk to him. And 9 times out of 10, I'm going to be like, nah, I'm good.
Mm-hmm.
Which is really detrimental to making connections that can help, you know, really advance people in life. And it's something I struggle with a lot. So yeah, this song was a way to express some of that. So I'm really glad that it hit you the way that it did, because I can see people just being like, oh, that's funny.
I think what blows me away emotionally is the fact that this is 2 recordings in a row. I got the theme right.
Yeah.
I think that's the takeaway.
It's
here.
pretty good.
Yeah.
It's pretty good.
Yeah.
Brad, what do you
I
think?
love the song too. I never once thought it was a mocking, sort of lighthearted.
It's funny. Shanna listened to it for the first time. She's like, I really love it. And she looked at me. She goes, but I kind of hate you for it a little bit. And
Yeah.
I mean, she is extremely extroverted. And it made me think like, okay, well, that is kind of the point, that it might not connect with people in a way that I am intending. Because she was looking at it and just seeing like the negative, like, hey, don't call me. Hey, don't come over. Because she has to deal with that all the time. And she wasn't being mean. She just, I think it hit as more of a sarcastic song where really it's not.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just interesting to see how it could
Yeah. And
land
I'm
differently.
like her, right? I thrive on people, and I like doing things and seeing people, and that's how I get my energy.
Right.
And I think from that perspective, from my perspective, you know, I probably read it a little bit less literal and more about the party and how the person feels that the people didn't come over to, you know, but.
Which, by the way, is the worst thing.
Yeah.
It is the worst thing. I've
Yeah.
had that happen.
Yeah.
And maybe it wasn't nobody showed up, it was like one person.
Yeah.
And you made a shitload of dip.
Yeah, and you're eating dip for a week.
Yeah. What are we having for dinner tonight?
Yeah,
dip.
You're dipping sausage in it.
Yeah.
You're dipping everything in there. It's like, oh, fuck.
Oh, we got some left. Just white bread. Fucking dip it.
Gotta get this dip out of there. Putting water in it, making soup.
dip soup.
Yeah, some dill soup. But in a complete thought from the beginning to the end of this song, I like the story that it tells, and it's completely honest. I love how you sing the chorus because it's so somber and melancholic that you can't. That really nails. It's like the nail in the coffin for. We're not kidding.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
there's no sarcasm or tongue-in-cheek thing going on here. It's actually what I feel and how it's going down. And I think it's cool to put that vulnerability out there and to sort of expose that as something, as how you are, because to your point earlier where you were talking about, you know, you wouldn't go over to that person. If you identify that about yourself, you potentially will.
Right.
Because you know that it's just a hurdle to hop. It's not you just going, no, I don't do that. I can't do this. You go, oh, well, this is just me being me. I need to counteract that a little bit. It might help.
Well, the fucker for you, too, is just that you're idiot extroverted friends, because you are.
Won't leave me alone.
They'll drag you over there and introduce you.
Right. I got no problem.
Yeah.
Like going over there and be like, hey, man, you got like the biggest podcast in the world. Like,
And
hey, just want to see how you're
our
doing.
listeners probably aren't familiar with Wade's circle of friends and other people in his life. He's surrounded by fucking extroverts. Like, not just little extroverts, too.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
People that need to be.
Yeah.
Yeah. Pandemic crushed us.
Yeah.
Brad, what do you think about that end of the song? Like Patrick said, I really like how it comes back to the beginning. Like,
How I
riff,
would do
but,
it is I would bring it back. Like that's probably what I would do, because I like to hit that point where the nose, you have this big enormous no, and then there's a little pause, and then you take them out with the groove. And what that does is it gives you time to reflect on everything you just heard. And I like doing that in my songs.
I
So
feel like
kinda
it ties it.
Yeah.
Like, instead of
So I like what you did
I'm
here.
going to push back hard on this one. In
Yeah.
fact, I would like to. If
I
we
will
can.
do a version where we.
Yeah,
Can
well,
you
if
do
you
it
just
right
want to
here?
like back it up
And end it.
15 seconds, like to that mark, and then just pause it, I think that'll give us an idea. Or we can just do it in
A
post.
little Control E, mute the clip, back it up. A little
Yeah.
technical guru
Spin the
guard.
gears.
Yeah.
Put it in reverse.
Yeah, we'll separate the clip.
Yeah.
Nail out a little bit of the end. Take a couple seconds, that's all. Right in there was no.
I'm
Look for
assuming
the word no in the wave.
let's
not do this right now.
this could go horribly wrong because
cut
it's all
everything out.
recording. And everything
Okay,
on the
yeah,
same
let's
time.
not do that.
Why don't we just cut everything out?
Let's just, yeah.
We'll listen to it like that, though, after we finish recording. I think it's an interesting conversation, song construction-wise, because if I don't bring that part back, then we've got part A riff, which is the beginning, and then there's part B riff, which is the I threw a party, and then there is part C, where it starts out, I knew what to do to keep every way. So it's three distinct parts that don't really connect back to each other in any way. And
you could. So you've got sort of arpeggiated chords in part A. You could bring those chords back, bam, 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 after the no, and just end it
But that's-
more abruptly there.
those
Goes
are the
on a
chords
little
that
bit
come
more.
back.
Yeah, I know they're the chords that come back.
You're just saying punctuate it.
Yeah, punctuate
brief,
it.
more briefly.
More brief, punctuate it.
I originally had lyrics in that spot. Like, I threw a party.
That'd be a dumb idea because the song ends right there.
But like you said, the punctuation is the no.
Yeah.
So I took those out, and I think it works better. But I like what Brad said, too, is like
Of course
that
you
time
would.
of that riff coming back gives you a little time to reflect.
Yeah, I like doing that as a tool in the box.
But that's
to walk you out, sort
Yeah.
of.
Maybe
You know,
it's time you
of
try
the
something
party.
different, Buckaroo.
Like, listen, you're the
Get
only,
on a different
you're,
pony.
You're the only one at the party. Let me usher you out. We're gonna go for a little walk. That's what I like to do at the end of the song. Like, all right, bud. I appreciate you came, but it's 10:30.
Yeah, I got to work tomorrow.
Yeah, I got work in the morning.
That'd be an easy thing to experiment with. I could do a version
Yeah,
both
I
ways.
agree. I would like to hear that.
All right, guys, we've
You
been
know?
away from each other for a while, but be honest. My version's never going to make it through. Can we just level with one another?
I mean,
We're going to listen to it.
Yeah, cool.
we're gonna put this in as a part A and a part B, and then
Thanks.
we're gonna have like
Thanks,
the Patrick cast. And
Yeah.
it's gonna be like, oh yeah, everything was great.
That's
We'll
cool.
let him hear that, right, as the review.
Yeah.
Then when the episode comes out, we'll have the
This
real
basically
song.
explains my entire work life where I think I've made a difference
Yeah.
after a bunch of work, and ultimately it's all for naught.
This is the gaslighting
Yeah,
segment
that's
of
right.
BS. Yeah, we're like, yeah, it's a great idea. It's very good. It's gonna
Tremendous.
It's gonna sound really good.
And Wade's over here with his fingers like Montgomery Burns cackling.
Yeah. Excellent.
As far as arrangement and production elements, did you guys hear anything else that you would
Well, who
want
the fuck
in there?
cares? My opinion doesn't matter.
I mean, Brad.
I have a
specifically.
note where I love those little slide guitars
I
in
do
the
too.
verses.
Do you like how they come back at the
Yeah,
end?
I
yeah,
do.
yeah.
It's
Like
the best part.
I just
It's,
like that.
you know,
Yeah, at the end, maybe we just have those come back at the end.
That
You know what
that
I like
actually
about
might not
that
be a
part
bad
is it,
idea.
it brings it back. It gives you time to reflect. I mean, if I was going to write it, that's how I'd write it.
That makes sense. Yeah, I would stop it right after the no.
Okay.
No, but all kidding aside, maybe there is a happy medium between those two where they just come back and kind of reverberate with a little delay or something after that no, just so there's something there.
You know, that's what I appreciate. We can dialogue. We can be respectful of one another, even though we have different opinions.
Yes, I would come to your party.
How long would you stay?
Depends on the
And
food.
would you bring anything?
Yes, I would leave it, right? And I would probably leave right after dinner.
He'd bring the one Bud Light that he got for getting
Yeah,
vaccinated.
yeah, my Bud Light vaccine.
you would bring whatever you can find at Quality Dairy on the way
That's
over.
right, yeah.
Got a donut. Got a bag of Funyuns.
Yeah, I got a 9 p.m. donut.
Yep.
Right, which
And
is
got
the
a
best
camo can of Bush Light.
Yeah, it's the best donut.
It's a tall boy, though. So split
loaf
amongst
of-
yourselves.
A loaf of bread.
Yeah.
Right, you get it all there.
Yeah.
I used the Les Paul on this song. That's the one I wrote it on, and sometimes you get weird like that. I'm like, well,
You need to bring.
I wrote it on this one,
Yeah.
so it's the one that deserves to be on there, and I put new strings on
like
it
the-
before I did that.
I like the way the guitar sounds on it quite a bit.
This is another case where I'll probably listen, see if I need to add anything.
I know. You need to fucking delete.
Well, I'll work on that end. But the like somber-ish, lonely nature of the song, I don't know if I want to add too much stuff. Yeah, maybe some string pads or something would be cool in here, but we'll see. Other than that, probably mix it. What are you guys doing? Are you writing each other notes?
I just wrote, Patrick wants the song to end after no. Patrick is wrong.
Okay, good.
That was in my
documented.
notes. I just want to remember where I stand on it.
Right. Patrick is sending a note across the table. Oh, you gotta open it.
Okay. Yeah.
Did you leave him a check, yes or no box?
First day with a note.
Bradley, do you want to read that in front of the class?
Oh no, because he has a boner.
Dear Brad, this is my podcast now. You're done. XOXO, Pat Rich.
Pat Rich. All right. Well, Patrick, do you want to tell the listeners where we're going from here?
No, we're good.
I think it's a stretch assuming we still have some. After that shit that we just gave.
Oh, listeners? Well, I know I've mentioned before, but we have less and less as
I just mean
time
like
goes on here.
immediately. If this all, if that's what they're dealing
Where we're
with,
going is to the island of Misfit Podcast
good.
to be forgotten.
we're good.
We're going to jump to the future. I'm going to ultimately mix this, maybe add some new elements. I'll play around with that end, and the next time we listen to it, it will be a full mix.
I like that.
Cool.
It's perfect.
Let's do it. Let's go eat some hot dogs.
Hot dogs! Brad can't have hot dogs. Brad has to go home because of his mom.
Brad can eat twice. Everything's fine.
The fuck I can't.
I don't think this isn't my first fucking rodeo where I got to pretend like I haven't eaten yet.
Set course.
To the future!
Let's do
Pitter-patter.
I Threw a Party.
I threw a party. Wrap that up.
That's on the B side of these notes.
Threw a party, no one came. Love the slide get.
What
Patrick
I
wants
have.
the song to
Love
end
the
after
backup
no.
here.
Patrick wants the song to end.
After
Yeah,
no,
I want the song to end abruptly.
Patrick is
you
wrong.
said no.
I said.
Okay, we're back.
Yeah,
You know that probably made it in, so let's just move along.
I wrote really love this and then is song.
It is a song, I think.
Yeah, it was.
No, we're going to figure that out here.
Maybe I'm just an old-fashioned caveman.
Yeah, it doesn't have squeaks, but it's a song.
So we're here to talk about the song I Threw a Party and No One Came. So the title, I Threw a Party, parentheses, and no one came. I'm thinking, is that going to be too long?
No, that's how you know you have a hit.
No.
Okay, that's what I was
I
going to go
think you
with.
should change it to I threw a party and no one came to my party that I threw.
Brackets.
Okay.
Brackets.
very
hyphen,
purred happily.
dot.
Reprise. A slight return.
So this is another song that I had to do a bunch more work on because when we listened to it last, it was just like the basic guitar,
You had a shell.
main guitar part,
Shell the jam.
drums and bass and main vocals. So what did I do? I added a bunch of guitars. I added 4, 8, 12.
I thought pig nose on your notes said
16.
Pringles for a second.
I added 16 guitars.
Sour cream and chive.
Yeah, pretty good.
And I think that's it. I think I just added guitars. A lot of them.
Pringles. Oh, nice. Well, it needed guitars, I think.
Yeah.
It was
like
light.
I said, it was just
It was light. It was basic.
This was one I really tried to be careful not to overdo.
Yeah.
So strategic guitars. I'm excited for you guys to hear this mix. I think this one turned out pretty good. I think it's going to might be one of my favorites from the
Really?
season or in a while. Yeah.
It just opened yourself up, son.
Of my songs.
We're ready for Patrick's notes.
Audience members, please disregard Patrick's notes in any of these songs. They are not agreed upon or represent the view of the entire Belonging Songs cast.
All right. You guys want to listen to this?
Yeah, let's do it.
Cool. Don't bother calling, please not today. I'm far too busy. I'm stuck inside. Perhaps some other time. Don't pay a visit. Please stay away. You must forgive me. Excuse the late reply. It slipped my mind. We'll catch up the next time. I'm stuck inside. fine. I threw a party and no one came. I threw a party and no one came. And the shame of it all is I know it's me who's to blame. And it's easy now to see how they try, but I wouldn't let them in. I threw a party and no one came. I threw a party and no one came. I knew what I had to do to keep everyone away. Hide from reply and all the friendly displays. Should we say hello? Thanks, but no. It's not their fault to finally have decided on separate ways. And when they think to themselves, did I do something wrong someday? No. Okay. You guys got some notes?
I got notes.
I wrote some shit down. I don't know if it matters. Go ahead, Brad.
Overall,
Yeah, give them something positive first. Good feedback. Rules.
positive reinforcements before we take them down.
That sounds good.
Overall, I love this song. It's like chill, a little sad, little, I guess, insightful, introspective, right? Look, love the chorus, how the chorus is sung. I probably said this already. The mixing of the addition of the other guitars, there's, where am I? So like after the first chorus, you start bringing in like those chugging guitars and they get a little melodic. I love that. Yeah, I love that guitar. Yeah, love that guitar.
I think
like
my
a muted
comment was on the same
Yeah,
thing,
yeah.
but it sounds like hand drums when it first comes
Yeah,
in.
yeah.
And I really like that. In fact, I was like,
But it's cool tone.
does this need hand drums?
Yeah.
But it does. It has a super cool tone.
Yeah, cool.
But I love how, in that case, the rhythm guitar is actually providing part of the rhythm section. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's very percussive. Good,
Yep.
good vocab.
Thanks.
X gets the square. Shadow Stevens.
That part also, when you said it gets a little melodic, I introduced a motif there that I brought back throughout the rest of the
Yeah,
song.
yeah, which I love. Like I love the end of this song too. Like you have the first verse or the chorus rather, the first chorus, then another verse where you kind of thicken it up and then you bring it back down in the
To the I
chorus
threw a
again,
party
which is
part.
good. Yeah, which I love the I threw a party part. I love how that is sung. And then as you develop, it keeps building and it's good. I think the only note I had that I know I didn't comment on before is I know Patrick said he wanted the song to end after the long no and just sort of fade off. I almost hear one more, whether it's at the very end or between that part and the very end, just one more of those. I threw a party and no one came, and then it goes away.
See, I had that in there.
Was that in there when we heard?
No, because I felt like we had talked about that. The no is such a good period on the song.
Yeah.
That I didn't want to.
Almost like it doesn't need the rest of the intro.
Outro.
Or outro.
Not everything's an intro, Patrick.
Yeah. Almost like you didn't need the intro at the end.
Yeah. You know, The intro that goes out.
Right, yeah.
Row.
But I thought that's such a good that's such a good ending statement for the thought of the song.
It is. But I think
So when I had that in there, it was almost like
took you back out.
yeah, where we had talked about that instrumental outro leading out gives you time to reflect on what you've just heard.
I agree with that. I still agree. I do.
But my initial thought was to do what you just said.
to summarize it.
And I have it in there, and I could play it for you, but it undoes the emotion that we just went through at the end.
I can see that. As long as it's been experimented with, I'm good with that.
Now, Patrick,
diligence.
let's talk about the end. I tried some versions where it ended there, and I didn't like it
Okay.
at all.
I think it would be too abrupt. That's why, like I said, I would either want to hear that version that we were just talking about where it ends, and then you just say it one last time and it's over, or leave it as is, where it's a very long no. Maybe it gets some more delay or something where it goes on a little bit longer through that part and gets a little bit messier before it ends, kind of like it, gets big, and then explodes.
Needs to dissolve.
Then it ends. Yeah, maybe that's something that could help what you're looking for instead of just a carpet pull. Mm-hmm. But I think it's awesome. Like everything you did to it is pretty legit.
Did you add any vocals?
No.
Oh, it might be the mix. I heard some of the tracks on the backup vocals.
There are
Coming through
6
a little bit better.
background vocals, but they were in there, I
Okay.
think. Yeah.
I think it's an awesome.
I really like that. I drew little hearts to show that I liked parts.
At least in my notes here, I just have that I added the guitars.
And Pringles.
And Pringles, yeah.
Where's the Pringles coming
Yeah,
from?
Pringles. That's your Pringles.
He has pig nose written down on a sheet, and Patrick and I both look at it upside down, and it looks like Pringles.
So let's get technical a little.
Use 6 salt and vinegar Pringles.
Technical, they're in a tube,
Yeah.
right?
So
Peel the lid. How the fuck do you get your hand in?
you gotta dump them.
You probably know this because I don't think it's a little known fact.
Patrick's Trivia!
The dude that invented the Pringles can got buried in a Pringles can.
That makes perfect sense
Really?
to me.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Honey,
But do you
I
have to
Shrunk.
open it from the top?
Probably.
Yeah.
Do you
Slide
think
him
they
in.
sealed it?
Slide him in. Like, nobody's ever going to get this fucker out.
Oh,
You can't.
The bottom 3 ashes you can't get.
All right. Anyway, sorry, Wade.
No, I know that when we listened to this the first time, I didn't have any notes. So I don't have a ton of notes on the mix in general because it was just pretty much a straightforward. I added these things and mixed them.
It's
But
pretty clean.
I added those 16 guitars, 4 just accent tracks, 4 Strat tremolo, which I've been doing a ton of this season. A lot of those wavy stuff during the middle
It
part.
seems to be a theme you're kind of channeling, kind of
And then-
surfy sounds.
Yeah, there was those muted guitars,
Which I love.
and then there's some dive guitars that happened through that part too. They're just going, they're way tucked down, but they happen along with the cymbal crash during that middle part.
The shame of it all.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah. Brad, you were playing my Les Paul earlier here.
Yeah, I love that
down in the
guitar.
studio. That's
Yeah.
what I used for this song. I think I mentioned that before, but obviously the tremolos, the Strat.
The way you got the tone out of those guitars is really amazing, especially that it's that Les Paul, because it sounds like a semi-hollow
Yeah,
when I'm listening.
that'd be the
It
reverb
just,
that I
it
use
just
on it.
rings really nicely, but it doesn't feel like a reverb effect. It feels like that's the natural tone
I
of the
put
guitar,
brand new strings on that to record this song.
just to brighten it up.
Yep. I wanted to use that guitar and I wanted it to be brighter. So, yeah, I put new strings on. And that's not something I do every time I record a song. Probably is something I should do, but
Actually,
I can afford strings every time.
Well, I don't know. I don't necessarily agree with that because I think new strings, yeah, if you're recording on like a Strat and you want that really nice
Yeah.
plucky high attack, there's a lot of times when grungy old dirty strings just sound
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
This song, I
And
knew.
they're there.
Yeah.
They're already there.
Right.
Everything's there.
All right, and they don't
Right.
detune all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I knew this one, I wanted that really bright sound. So I put those on there. Through the pig nose. I think the whole song's through the pig nose.
Sweet.
E609 Sennheiser mic and SM57. Those are the 2 mics I used to record the guitars. I used that Bluebird mic that Brad's recording through right now for the vocals on this.
How come you sound better through it than Brad does?
I don't know.
When
When
I
I
was
was
invited to my party.
I knew that from the start.
as I went to mix it, I was not loving the sound. I don't know that I'll use that a lot for vocals again, but
I think it sounded pretty cool.
Brad,
Yeah,
I
well,
think
maybe
you
I
sound
will.
like an angel.
Thank you.
The drum kit is the vintage dry kit from Addictive Drums, and it is a Sonor with I think it had a Ludwig snare as we're using. So 24 tracks of guitar, 2 main vocal tracks, 6 background vocals, 9 for the drums, 1 for the bass. That's my technical notes on this song.
I like it.
Wrap it up.
It's done. Nice job.
Yeah,
I really like
nice
how
job.
it turned out. I can look at the end, maybe throw some delay on there and send it to you guys, see what you think.
Play around with it. Wouldn't mind hearing an alternate version of it if it doesn't consume too much of your time.
That'll be
I'm
the 10-inch.
sure Patrick would agree.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we're not going to revisit it here.
No.
That's a minor thing,
When it's done, it's done.
right?
Love the song. It's a good song.
Patrick, sorry about that end.
I don't think you are, but you don't have to be.
Maybe some squeaks.
Yeah, that'd be cool if you could just put something that sounds like a studio artifact
I could.
that I fixate on throughout the entire song. Can't enjoy the song I otherwise like. You know what, guys? Have a good night.
Just put the outro. in
Enjoy
his-
season 3,
Just
guys.
put the intro at the end through his right ear.
Yeah.
Hey there. I am busting into this episode from the future about just over 2 weeks from the us's that you were just listening to. Really about 5 hours before this episode goes live. I am doing this little addendum to it because I didn't want to leave the discussion on the end of the song the way that we did. After editing and listening back, I realized that I kind of just pushed through the ending I wanted without giving Brad and Patrick the opportunity to hear those endings we had talked about. I just kind of said, I did them and I didn't like them. And that's not really what the show is about. That was a mistake on my part. I think it'll benefit you BSers, all the listeners, and Brad and Patrick to have had the opportunity to listen to those end edits. So I had sent those edits to those guys so they could hear it, so we could talk a little bit more about it, and we texted back and forth. So I'm going to play those now, and then I'll send you back into the past to finish out this episode. So the first edit we were talking about was the one that Patrick wanted to hear, which was the song abruptly ending after the long no. When I sing the word no, he had suggested cutting the song off there. It's something that I played around with after our first initial listen, and I didn't like it, but that's not what the show is about, like I said. So I wanted to give him the opportunity and everybody else the opportunity to hear that. So I'm going to play that right now. I'm not going to play the whole song. I'm just going to go back a little ways so you can kind of get into it, and then you'll hear that end.
It's not their fault to finally have decided on separate ways. And when they think to themselves, did I do something wrong someday?
Okay, the second edit that I did was what I initially had done originally for this song, which was to have some vocals at the end. And Brad said that he would like to hear that, so I sent that to him.
And when they think to themselves, did I do something wrong someday?
I threw a party, no one came. I threw a party just for me. All right. Now, those vocals at the end, earlier in the episode, I had mentioned my wife listening to this song and kind of saying like, oh, I really like the song, but I kind of hate you for it. And it was because of those vocals at the end, how they sort of reset what just happened or what the character in the song went through. They kind of make it sound like that's what he wanted and he was happy about it. So I didn't really want that to be the intention of the song. even though if you're a person who goes through this sort of thing where you're introverted or depressed and you don't have to end up doing something, you say you throw this party and no one comes, there is a sense of relief, but it's not happiness. The main message of the song is more of, wow, this is a problem type of thing. So it made the song confusing for her, and I kind of felt that way too. Like I didn't like the reset. So that's why I took him out to initially listen to it when I brought it to the show in the first place. And Brad had sent back that he was torn between that version with the vocals and the one without. Both Brad and I didn't really care for the abrupt ending. Patrick did like it. So I am going to stick with the original ending as it is presented here. I know that's still kind of just shoving through what I wanted, but I felt it was important for us to at least talk about it a little more before coming to that conclusion. And those are the reasons why I did ultimately settle on the version that was presented that you heard here. I just like the music continuing, giving you that time to reflect on what just happened without the reset of those vocals coming in to finish off the song. Keeping stuff like that in mind is something I'll try to do a better job of in the future, because I think it does make the show better, and that's what we want. We want to go through the processes, and we want to kind of see it from different angles. And I know that sometimes, personally, I can kind of say, oh, this is how I want it, so this is how I'm pushing it through, and that's not what I want. And I think, that's been apparent multiple times on this show. So it's something I'm going to work on. And I hope this helps give a better idea of what we were talking about during that section. And now, I'm going to send you back to the past so we can all finish out this episode together. So this was a phone demo song. So that was a fun exercise. Brad, your phone demo song was awesome. That was When the City Divides, right?
Yep.
Another cool exercise. And BSers, look forward to ingredient songs coming this season. We have already done our drawings. You will hear them in the episodes when they come out. So
we are cooking up some ingredients.
we are working on those. And Patrick still has a phone demo song out there that we have started to work on as well,
Stay tuned.
which is also an ingredient song. That's right.
It is.
We're coupling the two
An
together.
old ingredient song.
Yeah, season 1 ingredients.
We'll be in the time machine again.
So, but they're all right. They've been in the freezer. They're good.
They're marinating.
Song's a song. Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
That's right.
5 years it took to get Eloise out.
Yeah, it's like spaghetti. It's better the next day.
Yeah.
Or
Is it?
next season. Well seasoned.
Well,
It's like a fine cheese.
like a fine craft single where it gets all plasticky around the edge.
Ooh, yeah.
crispy.
That ain't
craft.
melting.
All right.
That's crispy
Don't
craft.
think I'm not making a grilled cheese with it though.
No, that's modified.
Just extra flavor.
Okay, we're gonna get out of here. Let's do the outro. Number 1. Number 1. You can go check out our Patreon. If you go to patreon.com, you can search Belonging Songs. You will find us there. There are episodes of what we're listening to there. If you haven't gotten enough yet here in this feed, which I don't even know if you've gotten one yet, you've gotten the one, but there's more coming, but there's more there. So go check that out. Number 2, you can listen to all our songs on Spotify through the curated playlist that Patrick has put together and put out
Handpicked
into
just
the world.
for you.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, so go to Spotify, search Belonging Songs. You will find us there. On our website, which
Wade.
is, yes, sir.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can, Patrick. Number 3. Our website is belongingsongs.com. There we have a page called merch. We have 2 t-shirts available.
Where you find the merch.
Brad, tell us about the first t-shirt.
First T-shirt is blue. It says "Belonging Songs" in the Back to the Future.
I'm Back to the Future.
In the Back to the Future font is what I was going to say. It's a font.
Esque.
Font.
Attorney Larry was giving you the stank eye.
It's similarly
Reminiscent
written to Yes, very similarly written to
A
Back to the
1980s
Future.
popular science fiction film featuring
Yes.
time travel.
And for your benefit, it's in reference to the time traveling we do on the show. It's a direct reference.
Yes.
Yeah, there's a
traveling
there's a
movie.
tag that explains the joke.
Yeah,
That's called a tie-in.
Yeah, it's an Easter egg.
Yeah. Patrick, tell us about the second t-shirt we have available on our
Sorry.
website, which is belongingsongs.com.
The second t-shirt features the satellite chicken logo, one of Brad's chickens that gave up its life to be featured on this t-shirt. We affixed a satellite, old Dish Network satellite.
The chicken that got us through most
The-
of season
the
1
chicken.
and part of season 2.
Petunia, God
No.
bless her heart.
No animals were harmed. in
No,
making
no.
this podcast.
When I said killed, I
t-shirt.
meant rescued.
Right.
Black T-shirt, white logo, sharp,
sharp shirt.
very
Sharp
sharp.
shirt.
I'll tell you
Very.
too.
Go ahead.
This podcast does not buy the beefy tea-esque, thanks Attorney Larry, thick cotton.
No.
You could wear this stuff all day. It's like a fine lingerie
Yeah.
that you wear all day.
It's, yes.
Because
Yeah.
what I know about ladies, they wear lingerie for comfort.
It's definitely underneath every lady right now. Right?
As
It's-
are these
we see their outfit, but underneath
Number
it,
4.
Number 4.
Please check out our Instagram. And we have a Facebook. On Instagram lately,
I think we've lost the
I have
lady
been
listeners.
making little
The
song
one.
monsters.
Even Sarah's gone.
Oh, she gone.
She gone.
Said the necklace is back.
Number 5. Send us a message. Where can you do that? Also on our website, belongingsongs.com.
Tell us where you're
Or-
from.
Yeah, or you could just email us directly to
BS.
at
Belonging.
Songs.
dot.
Come.
Number 6. Tell your friends about us. Cheese and rice, we need your help.
We're assuming none of you have friends.
Well,
Or else they don't know
Or else
about
you
it.
all
Yeah,
know
okay.
about us already.
Tell
So,
strangers then.
if you have friends, tell your friends.
Better yet, buy one of our t-shirts, wear it out into the world so somebody asks you, hey, what's that? And then you can tell them about us. That'd be
I'm
great.
just going to say this. Your mom probably wants a phone call. Give her a call.
Yeah, tell her
And
about
tell her about us.
Yeah.
Let
You
the boy marry your grandma. Age difference, smage difference.
Wait. Number 7. If you are listening right now, you probably are subscribed and follow us. But if you haven't yet, please do like and subscribe.
We'll forgive you. We'll give you
Also,
one oopsie. A
if
mulligan.
you could leave us a review on Apple Podcasts, that would really help.
We understand if it's not a positive review.
We don't want you to lie.
Anything
Prefer
works.
a positive.
Just
something. Number 8. This podcast is and has been produced by Satellite Chicken Sound Lab.
Buck.
Go to satellitechicken.com. You can
Hence the
find out more
shirts.
about that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a tie in there.
That's it.
That was a strong outro, boys.
Yeah.
Probably the best one, boys. Glad we practiced.
Pretty good job,
Another
boys.
episode in the books. Thank you so much for listening. We really appreciate it. And we look forward to seeing you here again in our next episode.
And if you choose not to come back, that's your choice. We don't
For
need
our
to know
next
about
episode.
Please come back.
it. Please, I didn't mean that. I was
Please
trying to be
come back.
polite.
Yeah, it's good. Boom, done. Next.